Yo, what is up, fam? Welcome back to another Car Talk podcast. I believe this is episode 14. Super cool to be able to say that. I'm honestly loving the way this podcast is rolling. And, I do want to mention my name is Austin Kroos for those that are new to the podcast. And, yeah, I just want to talk about something that I think a lot of people that, may follow my content or may find me interesting or may resonate with a lot of the motivational and entrepreneurial stuff that I kind of put out. But the thing that I want to talk about today is just being the black sheep of the family and how to navigate that. And that's kind of that's a metaphorical term, but basically what I'm referring to is the fact that, a black sheep in the family is somebody that genuinely stands out more than anything else in their family. And the reason why they stand out is typically due to their ambitions or typically due to the fact that they like artistic things while their family, likes other stuff that may not revolve around the arts, or maybe you're an athlete, the first of your family, and I would consider that possibly being like the black sheep of the family. But basically you just stand out in one way or another that is like really black and white. And the way that I stand out more than anyone else in my family is the fact that I'm an entrepreneur. I love the idea of working for myself and creating something for my own and generations to come. And I know that comes from building businesses and brands, and that's exactly what I am meant to do in this life. And I don't say that like egotistically. I literally say that just because that's who I am. Like, that's genuinely what I want to do with my life. And it's a very, very, very tough ambition to have. And the reason why I say it's tough to have that ambition is just because of the fact that I don't like the people that I need to surround myself with are very few and far between. There's not very many entrepreneurial type of people that I even know, yet alone some actual entrepreneurs that own and run their own businesses. So it was really, really, really hard for me growing up. Really hard. Like, I had so much anxiety going to school, as a lot of you guys know from listening to this. Like, I really, really struggled with school and structure and just being confined to the four walls of school and work. And my family can't resonate with the feelings that I have around school and work, so they can't help me. They can't direct me in any way that, is going to be beneficial to me. And for example, for my entrepreneurial goals and what I wanted to do as far as entrepreneurship went, the advice that I got from my family was to go to school. And that is the absolute biggest no-no that you could ever do if you're an entrepreneur. Is and maybe that's actually not 100% true at all. If you have somebody paying for your school is an experience. School is obviously going to teach you something. I'm not going to say real life is not going to teach you anything either, because that's what I believe. I believe spending time in the workforce and spending time working different jobs is a little bit, actually in a lot of ways, more beneficial than going to college for 4 years. And that can be debated either way, but I would definitely say if you're paying for your own school and you have the ambition like I do and did to start a business and to be an entrepreneur, you're I can guarantee you that school is not the option. And the reason why is just simply because of the fact that you're going to go into debt. And a business owner can't have debt. The reason why they can't have debt is because you can't get a business loan if you have debt. If you show the banks that you're literally underwater already coming out of college at 22 years old, and you say that you want to start a tackle shop, they are not going to give you a loan for $100,000 to start a tackle shop, because you've already got a loan for $100,000 to go to school, and you need to pay that back with interest rates being the way that they are, over 8% interest rates. You're literally going to be paying so much money over the course of that time that you're going to be paying off your debts, that it's not practical for a bank to loan you money. So where is that going? I'm just saying, genuinely, you have to be mindful of who you listen to if you are a black sheep in your family. You don't want to listen to people that don't have experience in what you're needing to have experience and to give advice like you need. And that's what I was lacking in my life, and that's why I hope to be that person for a lot of people through this podcast, is to just genuinely teach people to not make the mistakes that I made. And I honestly know for a fact that a lot of the mistakes that I made, including the biggest one that I'm still to this day paying for, and the reason why I'm literally leaving my job right now, is because I have a $200 expense every single month to pay off my student loans for my one semester of school that I went to. And I'm thankful that I went to one semester and decided to stop after that, because I would have been, 60 grand in debt. I was 30 grand in debt. Now I'm like halfway down, so I'm like 15 to 16 grand left. And once that's paid off, I'm going to be a free man. I'm going to be able to start my own business if I choose to, because I'll be able to grab a loan from the bank if I need it. And it's just going to be allowing me to be more free with my time and my money, because I'm not going to be paying $200 a month every month, and I'm not going to obviously have to work to get that money. So it's super exciting for me to be, the black sheep in the family, but on my way to becoming the individual that I was designed and meant to be. And that's everything. I'm not gonna lie, because of these big ambitions, because of the big goals that I have, I genuinely almost commit suicide. I literally almost, and there's a huge story behind it, obviously, but I'm ashamed to say that I could not live with my DNA any longer. I just could not do it. And I'm just so happy that I'm on the path that my DNA is set out for, and for that reason I'm happy. I'm literally going through my process and I'm happy. I'm building my brands, I'm building my platform online, I'm building everything that I feel is in my soul to build, and it feels good. It feels so good. Better than anything in the world. I'm just the happiest I've ever been, and that comes from having advice from good people. And that's why I talk about Gary Vaynerchuk all the time, and it's genuinely because he put content out on the internet for guys like me, guys that didn't have parents that are entrepreneurs, guys that needed to hear hope and inspiration and optimism, in the face of all this negativity. Every time I wanted to I mentioned, starting my own shoe brand, starting my own skateboarding brand, starting my own, all the most abstract thoughts you could ever think of. And I would put these thoughts into reality by sharing it with my environment, which at the time was my family. And my family would shoot that shit down right away, because it's bro, what are you thinking? No, go to school, get a job. You like fishing? Okay. Well, you like science, you're decent at science, you get A's in science and math, why don't you go be a marine biologist? That's genuinely what my family wanted me to become, is a marine biologist. And when I was young, I was like, hey, you know what, screw it, I could possibly do that. I like fishing. And then I realized, as I got to be about 15, 16 years old, I really hated sciences. I really, really hated maths. I really, really hated school, through and through, genuinely. And why is that? Because of my DNA. Because I'm genuinely meant to run my own business and to run my own things. And that's not what, school teaches you to become as a business owner. School teaches you to become a hard worker for the working field. You know what I mean? For people like me that own businesses and have workers. That's what the school system is designed to do. Produce workers for corporations in America. And once I realized that, and shout out again to Gary Vaynerchuk for helping me realize this, and a lot of other entrepreneurs that put their content out around this stuff, but genuinely, I realized a lot of things that were really, really sickening to me. Well, one of them being money. I learned and educated myself on money, debt, finances, cash flow, liabilities versus assets, all the basic terminology that I had no idea about, because school never teaches you that stuff. I was teaching myself. And as soon as I was teaching myself that, I started to realize something, and that is that the way that I become happy is by building my own thing. And that was when I started creating social media content, because I knew, based off of what Gary Vaynerchuk was saying, is that if you have big ambitions, if you have big goals, if you have debt though, and if you need to be working, and if you need to be doing all this, the best thing that you can be doing for yourself is to put your personality, everything that you are in the real life, onto the virtual world, so that other people can find you and be attracted to you, and so that you can find your niche community, your group of people that support you and want to see you succeed. And so when I heard that, it rang a bell inside my head that just struck. Like, I genuinely just knew that this is what I'm supposed to be doing, that this is what's going to benefit me, even as I'm working 40, 50, 60 hours a week, just trying to pay off my debt and trying to live. Like, living is not easy to do. Like, as you know, I mean, as a worker, it's really, really hard. And as a boss, it's really, really hard too. Like, there's no easy way in this life. But I will say, understanding your finances, understanding your budget, understanding yourself as a consumer, and understanding like who you are made to be, will help you understand what's worth the sacrifice. And it is worth the sacrifice for me to live in a less nice of a home, to live with more roommates, and to live within my means, so that I can chase my dream at full speed, so that I can create content at a scale that I feel comfortable with for my own ambitions and career goals, and so that I can, eventually utilize my platform and utilize what I've built online to build a real life business in this world. And that's been my goal for the past 4 years, and that's genuinely a lot, it has a lot to do with why I do everything that I do on a daily basis. And obviously, like, all of these things make me happy, but at the same time, like, it's not like I live an anxiety-free life. It's not like I live an all, like, glorious life. I mean, I genuinely do not have a nice kitchen to cook food in that, I can always access. And it's because of my willingness to sacrifice that. Like, I'm sacrificing that. I'm sacrificing a new renovated home or apartment to live in a lesser of a nice home and to live with roommates, like I said, so that I can, manage my money and spend less each month. That's the biggest thing. Like, if I have a $1,000 expense, I'm automatically forcing myself to work more than I, in my soul, can handle. And, like, that's a big, big no-no. If you're a black sheep in the family, and if you're in my kind of situation, like, what you need to realize is that you need to put yourself in a position to be comfortable, and not like comfortable as in like you're not doing anything, like sitting on the couch just chilling. Like, I mean, like, you want yourself as a consumer to be controlled and understood, so that you can make what you need to allow you to sustain your lifestyle, but also be doing more investing into your life and into your career than anything else. And that's like, it does, and I don't mean financially, obviously that's good, but I'm saying, like, more or less, like, invest time into your craft. Like, patience and hard work are a huge recipe into ambition. Like, somebody with this much ambition, which you're listening to this and you're probably just like me, you got tons of ambition, you're ready to handle anything that comes your way. I'm telling you right now, be careful what you wish for. Like, genuinely, like, you don't know everything. You don't know what's going to come across your path. And the best thing that you can do is plan ahead and prepare. And also, don't act like a know-it-all. Like, no one knows everything on this earth. Like, we literally are all floating on a damn rock in the middle of space, acting like we know shit. And it's not true. Like, we literally don't know much about this world, but all I know to be for sure true is that your happiness is worth whatever you need to do. Like, it is worth it to be happy. And I've found happiness in the process of becoming an entrepreneur and becoming a big, brand builder and a big communicator and a big voice in the world. And that's going to take a lot of time. Like, that's going to take a lot of hard work. That is going to take a lot of ambition and a lot of fire underneath that ambition to go out and do the work that is needed to succeed the dreams that I have. And like I said, I am not at all thinking that this is going to be an easy journey or a fast journey. And that's the biggest misinterpretation that I had when I was younger, was that this was going to be a fast journey. That because I have that 1% mindset, and I have that. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be dabbing up Jack Harlow someday. And I know for a fact that I'm going to be fucking, in the mix with some really, 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 really important people someday. And I don't say that lightly. I say that with conviction because of the fact that I know it's going to take a lot of patience, a lot of hard work, and a lot of ambition, and a lot of passion. And all of those things mixed in with all 12 and a half ingredients that are in Gary Vaynerchuk's new book is exactly what I need. All 13 ingredients, actually. Conviction is one of them. Like, all of these things that I'm talking about, if you're resonating with everything that I'm saying, I highly recommend that you read the book 12 and a half by Gary Vaynerchuk. And matter of fact, if you're listening to this and if you're interested in that book, reach out to me. Comment on this, DM me on social media, whatever you want to do, reach out to me. I got you. I'm going to send you a copy of that book. It is such an important and valuable resource to the people like us in this life. Oh my God. Ooh. Oh my God. This beautiful Porsche just almost cracked my back end of my car just now. Holy smokes, that was crazy. Oh my God, this guy's driving crazy. Wow. Well, with that being said, I'm going to end the podcast. I hope you guys are having the best day ever. And as always, if you're happy, go out to spread that happiness. If you're curious, or stay curious, go out, seek some information, learn about whatever you're interested in, and just do you, fam. Like, literally do you. Do whatever is in your heart and soul. Content is it. Start producing. Content is not it. That's okay. Think about why it's not it. Think about ways that you can maybe push to get some content out, even if it's not, a video or a picture. Whatever you can do is better than nothing. But if you can't, whatever it may be, just lean into your craft and follow through with it. Have conviction for what you believe in. And just know that this life is worth living. It is worth living happily. It is worth living happily. And, yeah, I have a ton of faith in you. I know that you are on the right track, and I know that you are going to achieve everything that you have your mind set out for. And I know that all it's going to take is just a bunch of hard work and a bunch of patience. But those are two things that are beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Once you realize how beautiful those things are, you'll understand what I'm saying. This journey is so special, and just be content. That's all. All right. I hope you guys have the best day, like I said. I will see you guys next podcast. Peace.